Welcome to the Yoga for Empaths podcast. My name is Tara Kaur, and we're going to be diving into many different topics related to holistic health, the yoga lifestyle, energy healing, and so much more. So I invite you to bring your favorite cup of herbal tea, your journal, and create some space to relax. Let's begin. Blessings, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Yoga for Empaths podcast. We're covering one of my favorite topics, which is intuition and creativity. And I feel like these are such a beautiful tools that we can all work with in order to tap into our energy system, to keep being inspired, to energize ourselves, and just to make life fun and interesting. So today I invite you, as with all the podcasts, but especially today I invite you to listen to this podcast when you have space and time just to reflect, to go deep within yourself, and also to join in the meditations, because we will be doing 2 meditations today, and I will be asking a lot of different reflection questions and also offering a lot of tips. So it's a nice packed up but relaxed session where we can explore what intuition and creativity means to you. And before I get into this topic, I'd like to say that we are all beautifully unique, and how we connect with our intuition and our creativity is also part of our unique journey and our experiences in life. So we'll be covering some of the general things, but this is really a reminder for everyone listening to get back in tune with what intuition and creativity means to you on a really personal level, and to make it part of your daily life. Last week we were talking about the daily routines, and I gave you lots of different daily tips. So as a recap, one of the exercises towards the end was to connect with the morning routine, and also to think about changing up the morning routine in a way that we can set the intention and energy for the day ahead. So if you did that exercise, that's great. If not, feel free to listen back to that podcast, or even just reflect on your morning routines today. And making each podcast tips part of your daily routine is something that I'm hoping will inspire you to explore your journey on a deeper level. And as I said, today we're talking about intuition and creativity, and it takes time to reconnect back to these two things, especially if you haven't been tuning into that part of yourself for a long period of time, which many of us have experienced at one point in our life or another. So why did I bring these two topics together? That's the main question. And the reason is because they're really linked together. We were talking in a previous podcast, the last one, about integrating our energies as well. And intuition and creativity is a perfect example of us integrating our 5D self, so our higher self, using the upper chakras and working with the lower chakras, and manifesting through our actions, through our work, through our projects, through our daily routines, our life, the more physical side of our life. So when we're bringing these two subjects together, we're essentially bringing this integration on a really deep level, because we're working with our chakras on a deep level as well, and we're able to really become aware of how our chakra system works. When we're able to tap into our intuition and then create in our lives, this is when this flow really happens. And sometimes this flow takes time to create and to link up, because it takes time for each, whether it's intuition or creativity, to really connect with each side of it. So it's almost like two sides of the scale, just bringing it together so that we're able to function and to be more true to ourselves and create that flow. And when we have that flow of energy between our 5D and 3D selves, between our upper chakras and our lower chakras, then we're also able to manifest so much more in our lives. And as empaths, if you're a highly sensitive person, an empath, someone who feels energy deeply, feels your environment deeply, feels emotions deeply, feel the things around you quite deeply, this is actually one of your true powers. Your true powers is working with your strengths of having your intuition and creativity. And you might say right now while you're listening to this, oh, I don't think I'm very intuitive, or I don't really class myself as a creative person. And I hope that by the end of this podcast, you can just start reflecting on a different way of looking at intuition and creativity, even if you don't class yourself as maybe an intuitive person or creative person, and how we can link those two together in your daily life. So now that we went through this long introduction, I'd like to take a moment to try a meditation. So if you have some space for yourself, this is your moment to hold space for yourself, and come into a seated position that feels comfortable for you. So if it's on the floor, that's great. If it's cross-legged, that's great. If you have to be on a chair or have your legs stretched out, go for it. This is about being comfortable. Use pillows, use any tools that make you feel super comfortable, because I really just want to get in touch with these two chakras and how maybe they're also linked with other chakras in our system. And this meditation is great for just bringing that awareness together. So take the time to create that space where you can do this meditation. And as long as your spine is straight, this is the main thing, having a nice straight spine. And when you're ready, feel free to close your eyes. And as you're closing your eyes, I'd like you to focus on the point between your eyebrows. So taking your inner gaze up to the point between your eyebrows, already activating your sixth chakra, your intuitive self, and your third eye. Just get comfortable in this position. And as you're looking up towards your third eye, the point between your eyebrows, begin to notice your breath. And just observe your breath in this moment. How is it feeling? Is it shallow or light? Just observe the natural breathing pattern. And as you're doing this, I'd like you just to allow your eyes to soften. So feel your eyes becoming very soft in your head. Allow all the muscles around your face to relax, especially the jaw area. And feel the top of your head just becoming really soft, along with any thoughts that come up. Allow them to come up and just gently disappear. So you're not avoiding any thoughts, you're just allowing them to surface and to gently go. Not getting too attached to any of the thoughts that come up. And begin to breathe in just a little bit more deeper. And as you're doing this, I'd like you to slowly imagine this beautiful flow of energy entering your third eye, so the point between your eyebrows. Very gentle but pure energy starting to come into this space, being absorbed into your third eye. So feeling that energy, the point between your eyebrows, really going around your eyes. Relaxing your eyes. take a few moments just to feel that energy flooding into your third eye. Slowly begin to feel that energy flooding around your brain and your upper head. Bringing this energy right down to your jawline, so your face and your head is completely surrounded by this beautiful energy that's flooding in. And feel that energy in movement. So it's not a stagnant energy, it's this beautiful stream of energy flowing. Take a moment to visualize this beautiful light indigo color. Feeling that color just washing away any stress or tension that you're holding around your head space, your third eye, and your eyes, and your brain, and your jaw. And as you're doing this, I'd like you to focus on any time, it could be recently or in the past, where you were connecting to your intuition. So something within you was telling you something about the situation or the person or the place that you were connecting with. So just take a moment to think back to a time where your intuition was really calling up on you. You just had this knowing within. And notice how you feel when you're thinking back to that situation. How did that knowing come about? Was it something that you felt in any particular place in your body? Did you feel it as an emotion? Did you feel it as a color? How did you feel this intuition when it came up within you? And take your time with this. Just allow yourself to connect with this memory. You can even pause this audio if you feel like you need more time. Keep breathing deeply, just bringing awareness. If anything comes up that really gets your attention, just keep it in your mind for later on, and you can write this down later on. And when you're ready, I'd like you to focus back into that beautiful flow of energy that's entering your third eye. That indigo, light indigo energy. If you can't see the color, don't worry about it as well. Just allow it to be this pure light of energy. And from that memory, bring that energy downwards towards your throat, streaming downwards towards your throat, clearing up the pathway of your throat chakra as it heads down towards your heart space. Take a moment just to connect with your heart as this energy is flowing downwards. Bring that energy downwards again to your lower chest, and then finally towards your lower belly. Continue feeling that stream of flow energy entering your third eye, going downwards towards your belly, clearing up this beautiful pathway from your third eye chakra all the way down to your second chakra. And in this moment, I'd like you to focus on your breath while you're visualizing this energy stream. And you can put your hand on your belly if you feel that's something you would like to do. And as you're breathing in, we're going to do some long, deep breathing. So breathing in, allowing that stream of energy to go into your belly space. feeling your belly expand outwards as you inhale, and as you exhale, allowing anything that you've been holding on to, especially emotionally, to be released. And you can feel this with your hands. So you're inhaling, feeling your belly going outwards, and your hand moving outwards with your belly. And as you're exhaling to release, feel your belly becoming smaller, really engaging your lower belly. Feeling the area around your lower belly becoming light. Feeling any tension disappearing. Feeling that flow of energy from your third eye chakra downwards into your belly, really clearing up the way and really connecting these two chakras together. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to imagine that there's this continuation of flow from your belly going outwards. So this flow is going out through your belly button outwards. So you have this stream of energy that's entering from your third eye, going downwards towards your belly, and then going outwards towards from your belly button outwards into the universe again. And it's almost like a U-shaped flow, entering from your third eye downwards, exiting from your belly button outwards. Allow this stream to flow, to clear, to release. Feel free to stay in this position for as long as you like. And when you're ready, feel free to take a beautiful long deep breath into your belly space. So really inhale deeply. Hold your breath at the top. And then exhale, let it all go. And again, when you're ready, take a deep breath in, hold your breath at the top. And exhale to release. And one last time, beautiful deep breath in, hold your breath at the top, and keep holding. Connect with your belly. And exhale and release. Allow your breath to settle. And when you're ready, feel free to open up your eyes. Just take a moment to look around your environment, wherever you are right now. Take a moment to be more in the present physical self. And this was just a very simple meditation to connect these two chakras together, to clear the pathway of the chakras especially between these two. And as we're all unique, we might feel intuition and creativity in different places in our body. So if you feel like trying this meditation again, you can always be mindful and aware of how your body's feeling in general. Because sometimes, as chakras are all linked together anyway, and they work together, the second chakra and the sixth chakra, they sometimes work with the other chakras to collect a lot of information and energy through our inspiration, through our intuition, our creativity, through our environment and our energy exchanges. There's so many different factors, which is why I say it's so important to connect to these two areas, but to see how you personally feel it. In the past, and when I was just finishing up my energy healing training, I started working with a lot of different energy healers, and I started to notice, because especially if you're working with energy healing, these two chakras seem to come up a lot in how we as therapists, how we pick up things. But also I started to observe that every healer works completely different. Some people are more visual in the way they pick up their intuitive things about their client and the chakra system that they're working on. Or some people feel it, whether it's an inner feeling or a physical feeling through their hands. Or some people even get a lot of images. Everybody and every healer that I come across has their own unique way of working with the intuitive and the creative energy to channel this energy. So this is just an example of when I became aware that everyone is so unique in how they pick up their intuition and how they use their creative energy to channel in one way or another. And I thought it was important to take a moment, if you have a pen and paper in front of you. If not, don't worry. Just take notes. Take any notes of what has come up for you so far in this podcast. How have you, or what memories or what ideas have come up as I'm speaking about intuition and creativity? And keep your pen and paper handy, because we're going to go deeper into the topic of each chakra, keeping in mind that we all work with our other chakras as well, and we're all unique. So our intuition is the first one that we're going to work with, and we're going to discuss today. And as we shared through the meditation and through the introduction, our intuition is mainly coming from our sixth chakra, so the point between our eyebrows. And in this day and age, I feel like there has been a loss of how we value our intuition. It's more of, we live more in a society where logical thinking is more appreciated than intuition. And especially as we're growing up and we become adults, sometimes we lose that sense of intuition and that trust in what we feel is our intuition. Even though we might be getting a lot of intuitive signals within, sometimes that trust over time disappears. And it's almost like we have to really start working at it. It's almost like building a muscle. We have to exercise this to get back in tune with our intuition and knowing how we as individuals connect with our intuition. And it's not to say that the logical mind is not right. We need logic in many situations, and logical mind, that side of our brain, is very important. But the other side is equally as important for gaining information and for our understanding of how we use our energy and how we exchange our energy in our daily lives. So our intuitive and creative part of our brain is so important to work with on a deeper level. So the areas that is connected to the sixth chakra is wisdom and our identity. So it's not just about intuition, it's also about wisdom and identity. It's the union of opposites and understanding our purpose. So really diving into, do we really know what our life purpose is? And that's a huge question. It's something that we could work our whole lives to understand, literally, what our purpose is. And working with our intuition can help us really build our purpose and build a foundation on what our purpose is. In terms of our body, it works with the brain and the pituitary gland. And the color is indigo. I like the light indigo color. And I find that color is so soothing and beautiful. And you can use colors anytime in your life to connect with a certain chakra. And if you want to connect with your wisdom, getting to know your purpose and your identity and intuition, that color is perfect. So you can always have these colors around you if you want to tap into certain chakras. So I want to also share some tips. So tips in how you can work with your intuition. And the first one is how you start with your morning routines. So this is a little bit of an extension from last week's podcast where we were talking about daily routines, and I was mentioning that it was a good idea to work with morning routines. Well, this is something that we can actually set as an intention. So if you start your day allowing your intuition to be open, and just to be playful with your intuition, just to allow that space to be, just to be and see what comes up within. And just by setting the intention right in the morning, even if it's through an affirmation where you say something like, today I am listening to my intuition, or something along those lines, using an affirmation to remind yourself that in each day and the day ahead, you're going to just be in a place where you're open to what comes up. This makes a huge difference because you're peeling off this energy layers where you're blocking off the way that you listen and tune into your intuition. So start your intentions early in the morning, whatever it is that you do in the morning to set the tone of the day in terms of energy. You can also set the tone by setting this intention, being open to your intuition. And you can also do meditations related to the third eye, the sixth chakra. Anything at all in the morning time is great. Set that energy for the rest of the day. And throughout the day, I find that it's really helpful to have a dialogue with your intuition. So as you're going through your daily routines, no matter what it is or how stressful it can be, because that's how life is sometimes, when you have a few seconds, literally a few seconds, and you're connecting to your mind, maybe ask yourself some key questions like, how am I feeling right now? Or if you're making a simple choice throughout your day, ask yourself, what feels right for me to choose? Even if it's just about picking food for lunchtime, for example, tap into your intuition. Which food or which meal should I pick from the menu? Which one feels right for me right now? Little questions throughout the day, getting that dialogue going. The more you get that dialogue going, the more you can tune into your intuition deeply and you allow it to speak to you. So it's almost like you're having a conversation with another person, which represents your inner self and your intuition. So throughout the day, don't be afraid to just check in with yourself. Ask yourself questions related to your intuition and which option or which choice you feel like doing, or which one feels right for you. And I use that word feeling because feeling tends to go with the second chakra, which is our second chakra, that creative energy. And as they're very linked, I feel the feeling of things will really speak to you more, especially as empaths. We tend to feel things on a much more deeper level. So work with the feeling as you're going throughout your day, asking yourself questions and engaging your intuition. Another simple thing that we tried today is, if you are wanting to connect with your sixth chakra, you can just close your eyes and focus your inner gaze on your sixth chakra, the point between your eyebrows. So if you did the meditation just now, we've already done that exercise, and you can do that anytime during the day. And this just activates that space. It allows you again to open up this chakra, to focus on this chakra and give it attention to open up and expand in a deeper way. So for example, if you're in the office or at work and you have a few minutes just to close your eyes at lunchtime or any other time that you have space, and maybe you're in more private area so people don't necessarily see you close your eyes in the middle of the day like you're taking a nap or something. But when you do have that space, literally just close your eyes, allow your eyes to relax, allow it to gaze up the point between your eyebrows, and just relax your eyes, relax your face, relax your jaw and your neck and your shoulders, and just be in that space for as long as you can. And it has this really beautiful energizing effect, because you allow yourself to release a lot of that built up tension that we tend to have during the day in our headspace when there's a lot going on. And the next tip is to do and to be around new sources of inspiration. So you have to feed this intuition. Give it something to work on. Daily routines are great, but sometimes you need a boost of energy, a new feed of energy, a new feed, a flow of energy. And your intuition will guide you. So if you're asking yourself, what can I do, or what inspires me to do something new, ask your intuition. For example, do I feel like doing a new class, scheduling a new class every week and making it part of my daily routine? Okay, let's do this. I have 1 hour every week to schedule in a new class, let's say in the yoga studio or the gym, or a dance class or something along those lines. So what do I feel like doing? And allow your intuition to just play with your with what comes up within. Which option feels right for you? And maybe it doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's something you've never tried before, and that's even better. If it's something that will take you out of your comfort zone and allow you to have fun and be playful and explore a different side of yourself, go for it. And if you can schedule in every week, one class or something, or maybe a course or something that you can schedule in, then at least you're making that space to be around some new source of inspiration. And this will connect with your intuition in a way that you will be in this new space and you'll have to look around. You'll have to observe things in a different way. You'll have to collect new forms of energy, and you can use that point when you're out of your comfort zone to engage your intuition, to ask yourself, how am I feeling? What am I learning? Who is this new person that I'm meeting? How does it feel? Etc., etc. So being and doing things that are new to you, that inspire you, that make you feel good, even though they're completely scary and new, go for it. I definitely think this is one of the easiest ways to connect with our intuition and to have fun as well. We need fun in our lives. Life can be stressful sometimes, so we need to make time, if we can, to be more in that joyful state and be more creative. So this tip also applies to the creative side of ourselves, which we're going to talk about now in terms of the chakra and the second chakra. So the second chakra is about creativity. You'll feel it in your lower belly, and the key things is to feel, to desire, to create. To feel, to desire, to create. I love those words. Definitely, I love those words. I can always, it just feels very inspiring just tuning into those words. And in terms of our actual body, our physical body, it's related to the sexual and reproductive organs, reproductive glands, our kidneys, and our bladder. And you will feel it in your lower belly. I think as empaths, many of us feel it in our belly. If we have a bad feeling about something, we feel it in our belly space. If we're holding on to emotions, which is also the second chakra, we feel it in our bellies completely, in our lower belly. So maybe this is a great time to think about, when was the last time you felt something in your lower belly, whether it was something positive or something that literally made you feel very stuck or blocked in your second chakra, in your lower belly. And the element for this is water, which is a beautiful element. I love this element. Water is it's a very feminine energy as well. And the color for this is orange. So when we're talking about creative energy, it's also very linked with sexual energy. Think about it. Sexual energy has the ability to literally create new life. Sexual energy is a form very primal, raw form of creative energy. So it's all linked up together. And creative energy, or energy in the second chakra, I picture it like almost like a raw ball of energy, in which we have the ability to channel that energy in either a positive way or in, I wouldn't say destructive way, but a challenging way that doesn't serve us very well. So we would definitely, I think most of us would love to channel it in a positive way. So for example, if we have very deep, challenging emotions and we feel it in our lower belly, that in itself is a raw form of energy that we can use to channel into something positive. And creativity, or doing something creative, is automatically a beautiful way that you can channel that energy out. So the key thing is not to hold this energy in this space. As empaths, we tend to hold a lot of things here. It's also where we hold a lot of energy cords towards people, places, and have energy exchanges. It usually just tends to happen here. Of course, it interacts with other chakras as well, but this tends to be one of the main centers that holds a lot of these different energies. So we want to make sure that our second chakra is open, clear, and we're regularly releasing tension. And we're channeling that energy into things and to people and to connections that feel good for us. So it's all about that outward flow. We're collecting already a lot inside this space. We want to make sure we're channeling that energy out, creating flow, not having a space that's just collecting and collecting and collecting and feeling stagnant. We want the energy to keep flowing. So automatically I'm thinking that the meditation we did earlier with that flow of energy is great, because it allows you to literally just visualize this flow of energy as you're collecting and releasing outwards, channeling that energy outwards. And I think when I mention creative energy or doing something creative, I think a lot of people get triggered because they're thinking, I'm not a creative person, or I can't really draw, I can't really write, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. It doesn't necessarily have to be something what you would say is traditionally known as creative, like being an artist, or it can be, that is definitely something that you can channel that energy into, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Creative energy is anything that you can tap into that allows you to just flow, whatever that is. For different people, that's different things. If it is art, go for it. That's something that you can incorporate more in your life, channeling that energy into artwork. If it's writing, I think most of us can do that very easily, even if it doesn't make sense. Just writing it out on a piece of paper, even if we don't know what we're writing, is a form of channeling that energy in something creative, because we're releasing. And if it's any activity that you're doing that makes you feel pleasure, in a sense that you're able to just do it and you lose time over it. When we're doing certain things in life, certain activities, and we enjoy it so much that we lose time goes by so quickly. That's creative energy, and that's a beautiful way of tapping into energy. Another form of creativity is through dance, connecting with music through our bodies, being physical with it, actually grounding our energy at the same time. That's a beautiful form, and you don't need much. You just need your, wherever it is you are at home, put on the music, take a moment to shake, get back into your body, enjoy the feeling. So dancing can be anything that you can do anywhere, if you have a little bit of time and maybe a little bit of privacy, just to let go of everything and just shake it out. And a lot of different traditions, especially when it comes to the second chakra and the feminine energy, dance has been used in so many different forms. And when I mention feminine energy, I want, especially for men who are listening to this podcast, be reminded that we all have male and female energy. We all have it. In this day and age, in society, sometimes we have to use more of what would normally be the opposite gender's energy. So especially while talking as a woman, I think in this day and age, many women have to be more with the masculine energy to do the actions or to fulfill our roles in our workplace, for example. It tends to be quite a masculine energy. But we all can tap into both sides of ourselves. So even if you're a male listening to this and thinking, oh, the feminine energy doesn't apply to me, it does, because masculine energy is about the outward energy. So the action, the pushing forward, the moving forward. So it's very external energy. Whereas the feminine energy is the receptive energy. So attracting, magnetizing things towards you. And that in itself is very powerful. It's a very powerful energy. It's just as powerful as the masculine energy. But as I said, in today's society, a lot of focus tends to be more on the logical and the action-based and the reasoning behind things and the pushing forward in order to do things. But we forget to value that there is this equal power that comes from being receptive, being more internal, connecting more with our inner world, and allowing the universe, or whatever term you want to call it, you put the term that you feel is right for you, allowing it to provide and being actually quite receptive to what comes our way. And as empaths, we tend to give a lot of energy outwards, which is very masculine, giving, which is great. There's nothing wrong with either of those energies, but we also have to focus on the receiving. So connecting to that feminine energy. And that's what I mean by the feminine energy, just being more receptive, working with your inner world in order to magnetize things towards you. And using your intuition to actually notice when things are coming your direction, through opportunities, through people, through synchronicities. When you're tapped into that place, then you know you're truly tapping into your intuition and things are working for you. The flow is happening. When you're feeling those synchronicities, it's because you're tapping into those two chakras very deeply, your intuitive self and also your creative self. So one way that you can connect more is not just through your emotions, but and not just through creativity, but also with things related to feminine energy. So the water element, as I mentioned, is a very feminine energy. So being around water, or being around nature, being around things in your environment that are very powerful, but also very cleansing and very much related to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and water is fantastic. So for example, if you really have, let's say you have a challenging bad day and you come home and you feel that energy within and you're not sure what to do with it, and you feel it maybe especially around your second chakra, and just have that icky feeling within, take a shower, put some essential oils, run a bath, be around water, allow that energy to clear through the water element. And the more you can do this on a regular basis, making it more of a sacred time when you can cleanse your energy is great. That's why I always feel like it's important not just to have a cleansing ritual in the morning, you know, like a shower or cleansing your teeth in the morning and all of that related to water, but also at nighttime when you come home, remove anything from your outer world, especially if you have a very stressful environment during the day at your workplace, for example, or anything in your external world, in your environment that you have during the day. When you come home, make it your time to release it. So take your shoes off, keep your shoes at your door, don't allow shoes in the house, which is great because you're bringing in a lot of that energy from your external world. Also remove the clothes that you're wearing, put on a new pair of pajamas or something like that, something that's not related to your workplace or wherever you spend your day, most of your day in, if it's outside of your home. And then have a shower. Release that energy. It doesn't have to be a long shower, and it doesn't have to be because you're dirty in any way, or you're physically sweating or anything like that. No, it's just the cleansing. It's the cleansing of it. So quick rinse, loads of nice essential oils, and you're ready for your home routine, which is more feminine. That's some more internal energy. Creating space in your home that feels good, creating any part of your home that you can connect with meditation, and we spoke about that in the last podcast. Creating routines at home that feel good for you to recharge your energy. So those are the main tips, I would say, in order to be creative. And the last thing actually I wanted to mention when it comes to creativity, and not just to intuition but to creativity as well, do your creative activities regularly. So if it is that class that we talked about that you felt intuitively like you wanted to sign up for, make sure it's a regular class, and make sure it's something that you can tap in on a creative level. Even if it's something at home that you're doing creatively, like writing or listening to music or even just dancing, you don't need to go out of your home to do it. Make space in your daily routine on a regular basis, even if you don't feel like doing it. This is the key. Even if you don't feel like doing it, do it anyway, and make that part of your daily routine. And working with law of attraction is also going to help with that creativity, because you're tuning in to both your intuitive self and your creativity, and you're allowing the energy to be creative in how you receive things. So not just giving energy, but also being in a place where you're receiving. So if you are working on any law of attraction tools, be reminded that things take time, and to be more in a receptive place. Not just always doing the actions for law of attraction, which is great. I think actions are very important, but also to give equal amount of time when you're receiving, or giving space to receive. So I hope this has inspired you in some way to go out there and to just have some fun with your intuitive and your creative, beautiful self. And I thought we would end this podcast with a very simple meditation into your heart space. So take a moment to return back into a comfortable position. If you have been lying down, maybe be more in a seated position. So returning back to a meditative position. And again, close your eyes, focusing on your third eye. Taking one of your hands and placing it on your heart space. And as you're connecting with your heart space, feel the heartbeat underneath your hand. See if you can feel your heart, even if it's really faint. Tune into your heart. Tune into your breath and your lower belly. Breathing in deeply, exhaling deeply to release. And take a moment to ask yourself if there is anything right now in your life you'd like to explore. So any area of your life that you would like to invite your intuitive and your creative self to explore. Just see what comes up. No judgment. Just allow those thoughts to come up. Where can you focus your energy on? Which area of your life? Keep breathing nice and deeply, connecting with your heart space. Stay in this position for as long as you like, just connecting with the energy of the area that you'd like to focus on. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to end this meditation by writing this down on a piece of paper. Writing down what you would like to attract into your life, or anything creative or intuitive that you'd like to invite in your life right now. Just write it down so you can see it in black and white in front of you. And I invite you in the next week to explore options so that you can dive in deeper into your intuitive self. It can be your daily routines. So, for example, that morning routine of connecting with intuition through meditation or affirmations. It can be something new, a new event, a new class, maybe looking up things in your area where you can go and explore. It can be a home routine with creativity. Maybe it was something that you did when you were younger. Creative self tends to be more stronger when we're younger. So maybe thinking about anything that you did when you were younger that maybe you can bring back into your life right now. Be reminded of that childlike playfulness of being creative and channeling your energy into something you love. Well, I wish you a very beautiful week ahead. I hope you have a lot of fun, whatever it is that you're doing. Be reminded to connect with your heart space. You are exactly where you need to be in your life, and there will be many beautiful things coming your way through your intuition and creative self, and you have those beautiful options ahead of you to explore, to deepen your journey. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast, and I will see you very soon next week where we have another juicy topic. So for now, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Have fun. Bye.